question of the year, Pixel 8a or Nothing Phone 2a. So we're gonna test out these cameras in various circumstances to get an idea which camera system is the best out of these two. Well, I know it's not quite fair to compare these two different worlds because Pixel prioritized camera first of all, photo and video features and stuff like that, while the Nothing Phone 2a just overall hands down the best mid-range smartphone for the money, best bang for the buck. But still, it's very interesting how the camera system compete to each other if we take a closer look. So you can make a decision which one seems more appealing to you and which one you should buy. This video contains a bunch of video and photo experiments, so make sure you hang around. Prior to diving into photo and video comparisons, let's quickly review the camera specs of each device. The Pixel 8a features a 64 megapixel main lens and a 13 megapixel ultra wide angle lens, with the front camera also being 13 megapixels. So this Pixel supports digital zoom up to 8 times for photos and 5 times for videos, and it can shoot up to 4K, and you got an option for active stabilizer. So moving ahead to the Nothing Phone 2a, it packs a 50 megapixel main lens and a 50 megapixel ultra wide angle lens. The front camera can shoot up to 32 megapixels, but unfortunately there's only 1080p video for front camera. It cannot shoot 4K, but the Pixel 8a can. So other than that, the phone supports 10 times digital zoom for both photos and videos as well. Rear cameras shoots 4K. Well, the Pixel smartphones are renowned for their intelligent features, and this newest model takes things to a quite decent level. So right off the bat, let's begin by highlighting the main differences that make Pixel 8a camera a bit better than Nothing Phone 2a. First of all, there is no like some smart stabilization in the Nothing Phone 2a. I spent some time trying to find it, but I believe it just has the simple built-in stabilizer, while the Pixel 8a packs different types of steps: standard, active, and even locked. Here's the stabilization tests. Nothing Phone 2a totally messed up the footage for whatever reason. We'll get to that later in a bit. And more, there are small details here, like how briefly the camera activates can make a big difference. For instance, if I double press the power button, the camera opens immediately. So let's imagine if I'm walking down the street and I've noticed something interesting, I simply double press and have the camera app opened instantly and take a photo right away. Whereas on the Nothing Phone 2a, there is no similar stuff. Although, who cares? Also, it's worth mentioning these useful features like Magic Eraser, Magic Editor, Best Take, Auto Magic Eraser. I'm not gonna dive deep into that since I wanna keep this video simple and just wanna test cameras for everyday use case, but overall, Pixel definitely has a ton of useful and cool features. There's even a zoom function with volume button. I kinda was blown away when I used it. It's actually pretty convenient, but other than that, the other aspects in these two phones, they're nearly basically the same. And unfortunately, both of these smartphones don't have a cinematic blur mode for video, which is kind of frustrating. These two devices are sort of base models, so they might not seem like flagships at first glance, although the Pixel gets you more camera controls than the Nothing Phone 2a. For example, you can adjust the white balance, even in simple like JPEG format, which might be a big deal for some people when shooting in low light or indoors for achieving proper colors, while in the Nothing Phone 2a, you can adjust white balance only in RAW mode. Google also offers built-in features right in the camera app, like long exposure, night sight, panorama, time-lapse, but in the Nothing Phone 2a there is no such wide range of cool stuff, just the basic ones for your everyday use. So all in all, Pixel definitely offers a bit more various options in the camera controls. Look at this, when you switch your camera from rear to the front, it circles your front camera. I mean, of course there's no any useful point here, but it's just small fun details. Now when it comes to photography, both phones deliver crisp and clear images, but they handle image processing differently. The Pixel 8a aims for more realistic and muted colors, while the Nothing 2a enhance a little bit saturation and contrast. Both phones offer a true RAW format, producing high-quality photos, not overly sharpened, and don't appear as if they were taken with the phone, making both devices excellent choices for photography. So of course we're gonna take off with the standard white sensor, which is the mode I believe people use the most regularly. Now here are the daylight images taken with me in the frame as a subject. There is no any color correction, no color grading, no nothing, straight out of the box, and right off the bat, out of these two images, the Pixel shows the most natural looking shot. Very nice color accuracy, and it doesn't look processed at all, while the Nothing Phone 2a I would say stays pretty close behind, delivering a bit higher exposure. It definitely has more vibrance, less contrast than the Pixel. So in terms of accurate and natural looking skin tones, I think Pixel 8a takes the win. However, I prefer the overall look of the Nothing Phone 2a. My face seems a bit cleaner or something like that. Here, well, same location, just different posing. Again, the results are kinda stay the same. Pixel 8a has proper exposure, realistic looking colors, making it a bit ahead in this category. The Nothing Phone 2a performs really nice as well, with me is the subject, and still the environment appears a little bit more saturated than it should be, but again, me is the main subject, I think it does well. However, it falls slightly in color accuracy compared to the Pixel 8a. Just keep that in mind. Here's another example of pictures taken with main lens. As we might notice again, Nothing Phone turned out a tiny bit overexposed, but other than that, I don't know, they both look really good and almost identical. But in this one, the Nothing Phone 2a appeals more to me. But again, you're hardly gonna see the difference only if Pixel be. Now let's move to some of ultra wide angle images, which are really excellent for capturing more of your scenery in the frame. In this example, you'll need to take a closer look to spot the differences. Pixel's shot has again an excellent color accuracy, but from my point of view, the exposure could be a tiny bit higher. And as always, if you like the natural looking images, the Pixel 8a gonna serve you better. Talking about the Nothing Phone 2a, you can see it right away, colors are not pretty accurate. The sky doesn't look natural. It turned out more aqua for whatever reason. But on the other hand, if you prefer some sort of look, unusual look, of course it has a place to be. Portrait modes, and if we talk about the portrait modes for photos, Nothing Phone 2a has 1x and 2x. But talking about Google, to me, Pixel cheats here a little bit because its widest option is currently 1.7x or 2x, which definitely is gonna get you a bit more punched-in look than the Nothing Phone 2a, and as a result, you get a more portrait-like feel to the picture. But take a closer look here, both devices on 2x portrait mode, and I have no idea what's going on here with the Nothing Phone 2a. It crazy messed it up here. Something was wrong with autofocus, or it just blurred out the whole image. I don't know. It occurred a couple of times, but eventually we got here nice shots. So in regards to the more natural gradual look of a background bokeh blur, Pixel nailed it perfectly, as well as the Nothing Phone 2a also nailed it really nice. And it definitely has less background blur. But speaking of skin tones, as you see, Pixel's image looks more natural, whereas the Nothing Phone made my skin tones more yellow whatever reason. It doesn't look quite appealing, and also it overexposed the image again. So all in all, both devices get you more or less, and I mean, they're not quite identical, but both results look good overall. Okay, eventually it's a low light. Let's turn off the lights and compare low light images between the Pixel 8a and the Nothing Phone 2a. It is important to note that the Pixel 8a does have a night mode called Night Sight, while the Nothing Phone 2a doesn't have like some kind of special dedicated night mode. In photo mode, it displays a moon icon to toggle on the night mode or disable it, but from my point of experience, it doesn't make any noticeable difference. I'm just putting out there because what you're gonna see is that taking the images without night mode first and then turning the night mode on, the results are virtually identical. Tell me, which one do you like better? It was difficult for both of the devices to get the white balance right. Google has done the best job at giving us a nice natural result with good dynamic range. The Nothing Phone 2 has also done really nice, but slightly more exposure as always and a bit less contrast. Personally, well, I don't know. I'll let you decide which one is better. Here's another shots. Look at that. I mean, they look pretty exactly the same. I see no difference here, except framing. Or maybe Nothing Phone 2 is wider just tiny bit, but other than that, both seems really nice. So long story short, in low light conditions, both devices, Pixel and Nothing Phone, performs really good. You barely notice the difference. But if we talk about simple like daylight photos or something like that, yeah, there is gonna be some kind of difference in that case. But low light, both identical and very well done. that. But now let's test out the front camera capabilities and the audio quality as well. Alrighty, the front camera's comparison has arrived. Here's the selfie camera test. Stop. Look at that. In this case, I'm moving my left hand. I know that 100% for sure as I wear watches on my left hand. But it's kind of weird. Why does Nothing Phone 2a shows it the flipped way? Of course, it doesn't look natural. However, in the preview, everything seems proper way. But when you open the file, it's kind of reversed or so. So to make it right, I'm gonna flip the footage horizontally. There is an effect in Premiere Pro called horizontal flip. And now everything seems like it has to be. Alrighty, the front camera's comparison has arrived. Here's the selfie camera test. Is there any difference between these two? I'm holding both devices at the same distance, and right off the bat, I can tell you as I see here, Nothing Phone 2a looks a bit punched in, while the Pixel 8a a bit wider. So let me know what you'll think. The Pixel 8a allows switching between different field of view with 1x or 1.4. being slightly zoomed in, while the Nothing Phone 2a has just a fixed field of view. And of course 1.4 it's a digital crop, and you know, being real, I hate these crops. I'd like to use with no crop. I don't want to lose any image quality, but if you need to punch in for any specific reason, at least you have that option available. More, I'm recording 4K at the Pixel 8a and 1080 at the Nothing Phone 2a, because there's no 4K at the Nothing Phone 2a, but still I'm gonna upscale this 1080p footage up to 4K and exported it to 4K resolution. Oh yeah, talking about the image stabilization. Front cameras, we can walk a bit, but as far as I can see here, both devices look pretty identical. It's just minor vibrations from walking, not being too noticeable. By the way, look again at this sky. I mean, at the Nothing Phone 2a, it's kinda looks really unnatural. By the way, let me know what you think in the comments down below about the audio quality. It's not windy out here, I guess, but still might be an ambient noise around, which is possibly a little bit more noticeable in the Nothing Phone 2a, while the Pixel 8a should deliver a bit cleaner audio. The preview looked quite better on the Nothing Phone 2a, to be honest, because colors on the Pixel appeared a bit washed out first. However, interestingly, when I reviewed the video, the Pixel itself has processed the video and it looks pretty clean. So in regards to the front camera video image quality, well, that's an interesting one. In my opinion, I prefer the look and performance of the Pixel 8a, as it looks more natural, I would say, and there is a speech enhancement option as well. Whereas in the Nothing Phone 2a, the skin tones looks a bit cleaner, I guess. But the sky is blown out and its color differs significantly from reality, and occasionally it changes the exposure quickly. It might be quite annoying for your audience if you're vlogging, for example. When it comes to shooting videos with rear cameras, from my experience, both cameras perform similar in terms of color accuracy, and I can't even distinguish between them really. The dynamic range difference is slightly noticeable when viewing the videos on a larger screen. However, the Nothing Phone 2a, as you might notice here, sometimes shows some sort of jittery lags or something. I guess maybe this is because of high ambient temperature or because of the software is trying to stabilize the video. And speaking of stabilization, Nothing Phone 2a performs undoubtedly so bad actually. What we see here, I don't know what's going on here, rolling shutter or warping stuff, while the Pixel 8a produces smooth and gimbal-like results without any spatial distortion and stuff like that. By the way, I don't know why it's kind of weird, but in the Nothing Phone 2a, while recording the video, let's say you started recording the video at 1x lens, then you cannot change the field of view to the ultra wide angle lens during the shooting video, while in the Pixel 8a you can. So if you need an ultra wide field of view, you gotta start recording at its widest option. And again, still you cannot change the focal length to the 1x or 2x while recording video with ultra wide angle lens. That's really frustrating. While in the Pixel 8a you can do whatever you would like. So to wrap it up, don't forget we've compared just the camera systems of these smartphones, not the devices itself overall. As you have noticed, both devices get decent cameras and capabilities, but of course their strengths and weaknesses differ. At first glance, both have nice and pretty close colors in all comparisons. In low light, you're barely gonna see the difference, because both produce outstanding low light images without that much noise. But now let's talk about these two devices one by one. The Pixel 8a has a little bit better and accurate preferred skin tones, flattering portrait mode, front camera can shoot 4K, speech enhancement option if you'd like. You can change to whatever focal length you want while shooting the video, superior image stabilization, cool small features like zoom with volume buttons or double click to open the camera right away, and many different smart modes and AI features like Magic Eraser, Magic Editor, Best Take, and all that stuff, which might be so useful in everyday use cases. So if you catch some good deal and get this Pixel 8a for around $400 new, that would be a steal, but I wouldn't recommend to buy this for $500 because it would be better to get the Pixel 8 for $500. By the way, check out my in-depth review of this Pixel 8a and you won't have any questions left. Now about the Nothing Phone 2a, it has several issues. With the front camera, you'll get a flipped video for whatever reason, and on top of that, just only 1080p front camera recording. It's not a deal breaker being real, but it is what it is. It also has so bad stabilization, sometimes jittery lags and stuff like that in the video. However, portrait mode gives you an excellent images with a tiny bit more saturation with a pop of colors. But yeah, rarely it can lose focus or blur out the whole frame as we saw. But other than that, this device is still the best bang for the buck. Just for $350, you can get out of this great photos and videos and a ton of benefits like bigger 120Hz display, glyphs, unique design, and etc. Watch my review of this Nothing Phone 2a and again, you won't have any questions left. So what do you think? Which one of these do you prefer the most? Let me know your thoughts. By the way, what kind of devices you want me to test out the next? Just let me know in the comment section down below. And that was the story.